Joe, can you put your mic like right here?
If you raise your voice to me one more again.
I just need your mic. I got to have something to fucking...
To play with?
Yeah, while you're talking.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I can give you something to play with while I'm talking. It ain't going to be much. You just kind of roll it around.
Well, we are back in studio here with the crew. What's up, crew?
What's happening?
You got in the middle. We'll go from right to left, your left to right. We got Poacher Joe.
What are you saying?
We got Speedbug Jimmy. You got Pinche Ben.
Pinche Ben.
Behind the podcast.
What up? Ben's been on the low right now. I think it has to do with the switch of chairs and all that good stuff.
It's the weather.
It's the weather.
It's the weather.
We're gonna get into some comments. That's what I heard. Let's go get it.
So you guys commented, and we're here to put your comments on blast. Last week we had some comments come in on a little bit of a clip that we shared on social media about tipping guides, and it was reference to tipping hunting guides.
Who knew that a comment about tipping a hunting or a fishing guide was that sensitive?
Yeah, I mean, do you tip your waiter?
Well, it depends on the service.
Is it just a tip?
Sometimes it's a big tip. Sometimes it's a little.
Sometimes
it's no tip.
Is it cash tips? Is it life tips? Is it
Fishing don't take any wooden nickels.
Yeah, fishing tips. Yeah, don't throw quarters at a strip club. I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know, but we were talking about how tip your guides. When you go out on a hunt, when you go out on a fishing charter, if you can't afford that tip, then in my opinion, you can't afford that hunting trip.
In my opinion as well, at least have it set aside now.
If you can't afford a tip on a fishing charter, you can't afford to go on that fishing trip.
And I think we're going to go through this, and we'll probably all agree by the end of this, not every single hunting trip, not every single fishing charter, fishing trip deserves a tip.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Most do, and I think that's probably about what we're going to get into, huh?
I kind of agree to that. I mean, if you don't add in your tip right, you can't afford the trip. It's kind of the same thing with going out to eat. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. If you go in and you get food and you don't tip your waiter, you're a dick. Just flat out. They're working their butts off. If
you go to Europe, right, you go to Europe and you go to a restaurant, you don't tip. The service is built into the price, so it can be looked at as disrespectful as tipping.
Yes, but that's not...
It's exactly that's
here.
It's not here.
Yeah.
Even if I was to go on my dream hunt, a red stag hunt in Europe, and if it was guided, I'm tipping that guide.
I'd hope so.
So I'll tell you what, man. We'll save our comments.
Yeah.
For an actual podcast series that we're going to do, just a couple of different episodes where we're talking about tipping hunting guides. Should I tip? Should I not tip? And then we'll actually bring a fishing charter guide on and maybe ask him what he thinks,
Yep.
But with that said, you guys already are ahead of the game. You dropped your comments, and we're here to put those comments on blast. With that said,
speaking of blast.
With that said, how are you guys enjoying the comment blast? I think we're going to try to do this every week and try to, re-engage with you based off of the comments that you leave the week prior.
Yep.
You guys left plenty of comments for us to talk this week. Let us know in the comments if this is something you want us to continue. Let us know if this is something that you're actually enjoying. If you think we're wasting your time, let us know. We take your feedback, but right now we're going to take your comments and we're going to give you a little feedback.
Let's fire them back. All right,
let's go.
Who wants to go first?
I think I'm going to save mine for last.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a long-winded one.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
All right, so on the topic of should I tip or should I not tip a hunting guide, this person says, and I'm not going to drop names this week because we're grabbing them from all different types of social media. And on YouTube, you have a handle on.
Yep.
Yeah, they're coming from all different platforms.
Correct.
So this guy says, I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. So let's say, hypothetically, you pay $7,000 for a hunt, and that's not including to and from that place. What's your recommendation on a tip as percentage-wise?
Well, I think
I think that's a really good.
This is probably going to be opinionated. I'm assuming here. My personal opinion is start everything off at 20%, and if you have a good experience, 20% of whatever your total cost of that hunt is.
Right.
And then if you have a bad experience or not as good, just decrease that percentage. And if it's awesome, then increase it. It's totally up to you. If you want to start off at a 10% and then plus or minus, that's my opinion.
Joe, you got anything on that?
I agree to that. I mean, yeah, I'd say probably start at about 20. That's what you budget for. If you got a couple extra dollars left over, whatever, if it's like a great, they fed you the best and took you everywhere, you know what I mean? Like if it's full on the greatest hunting experience that you paid for, yes, right? Definitely throw them a few extra, but I'd say, yeah, starting about 20%, that's pretty good.
So this particular question asked a specific number. This said a $7,000 hunt. Obviously, you're alluding to, I've already paid $7,000. You want me to add extra money to that cost and give this guide a tip? Then why not include it in the price, right?
So that's a $1,400 tip at 20%.
All right, I'm glad you did the math because I was going to try to figure it out, but I wouldn't be able to do it. I only got 10 fingers, 10 toes. But check this out.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do a percentage, put a dollar amount to it.
Yeah.
If you were working that day and you were busting your butt for your client, what would you feel would be a fair dollar amount? Put that cash in hand. What would you feel would be just?
And
so if you're going to, I mean, if you're going to hand a guy $500 to we'll say $1,000 to $500, right? I think that's fair.
I do too.
On a $7,000 hunt, $500 to $1,000 is fair. Now, on a bigger hunt, right? So I've never hunted a high fence, but I was a guide, right? But I'd say if I paid $2,500 going to hunt, I'm gonna take an extra $500 with me.
There you
right?
go.
I would say even if you don't have the cash, but you have, I don't know, say you own a tire store. I don't know. I'm just throwing hypotheticals out there, but fit in where you get in.
Yeah.
But you don't have the cash, but you know that guide's got a side-by-side or something like that. Bring that dude a set of tires with you or something. I don't know. It doesn't have to be cash. It could be something else as well.
So on top of that, I'm gonna give you a little bit more advice on the money or the dollar figure. Let's say you paid $7,000 for that hunt.
You crazy as hell already.
But I want to know what you're shooting. It better be a sable.
Well, here's the thing. First off, we'll get into the details of what's included in the price and stuff in our podcast. So you're going to have to tune into our podcast.
Yeah, we'll go deeper details in the
super deep.
But this is my advice to you: set yourself $500 in an envelope, and set $500 in a pocket.
Yep.
If that hunt experience was above and beyond, toss that whole grand in there.
Yep.
If it wasn't what you thought it was, or maybe you walked away empty-handed, that guide still busted their butt to try to get you on that harvest, try to get you on that trophy, try to get you in that class of animal you were trying to get. It wasn't because they weren't trying. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. Mother Nature doesn't fall in your favor. But that guide still worked. Maybe you got that 500, put that 500 towards it. I guarantee you this. Tips are not expected, but tips are appreciated. So anything
100%.
above walking away empty-handed will make that guide feel like their time was valued. And that's what you want to do, is respect someone's time, respect the work that they put in, and just kind of give them a thank you. And it really goes so far, guys.
And there's one other guarantee there, too, and that's if you take care of that guide the way he took care of you for that experience, he or she, then, and if you tip them well, like Ben just talked about, if you come back, I guarantee you that guide is going to take great care of you.
Absolutely.
All right, Jimmy, you got one?
Yeah, let's go. Here we go. My value is built into my rates. You want a tip? Go back to serving your pancakes. So there's a couple.
Somebody's shooting.
Yeah, somebody's shooting.
Sabo rounds.
So my man says the value is built into his rates. So got him. He almost insinuates that he is a guy.
Yeah.
So to me, you may be you may be a guy and you may have everything built into your rates. Now, if I don't know if what his outfitter name is or anything, but I would like to go look because I want to see if it says trophy fee, kill fee, cleaning fee, processing fee. Is all that built into your rates? Because if it's not, and you have all those, then take your ass back to flipping burgers, maybe not pancakes, something. But what the point I'm making is you talk about your rates, but you have all these different fees that are associated with it.
Yeah,
but,
there's different services that are in there. It's not just.
But then it
here,
won't.
There, bang.
And you'll see on a lot of pages, it won't even say gratuity appreciated,
Right.
Anything like that. And there's some guys that, dude, I'm telling you, some of these guys from experience, we've all three been there, is you're out there days, weeks in advance. You're out there hours before, up before anybody. You're making sure everything is right. And then you want to go and say, go back to serving pancakes. Like, man, sit down, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I have to agree with you, man. I mean, I think that guy was just shooting from the hip. I think, you're that's a knee-jerk reaction comment, but I think he really thought about it going like, well, we're not talking about the price. We're not talking about...
Price don't have anything to do
No.
with it. Tips are not built into rates.
No.
Think of it this
That's
way. When you go to a
gratuity.
restaurant, there's a menu, right? And that menu has a price on it. So when you go to that menu, you expect to pay what's
On that menu.
menu.
That price for that item.
So let's just say it's a steak meal and you're going to pay for that steak dinner. And you sit down, you enjoy that steak. Well, there's somebody serving you that steak the entire time. And they're making sure you have, your drink is full. And they're making sure that you have the utensils you want. They're making sure if you're crazy and you actually put ketchup on your steak, they're bringing you the damn ketchup.
No, they're not. They're walking you out.
Well, yeah, but you get where I'm getting at is they're serving you the entire time to make sure you have a good dining experience.
Agreed.
To make sure you enjoy the steak. Was it cooked to your likings? All those
Yeah.
things. But that person didn't prepare that steak.
No.
The taste has nothing to do with that person. But you leave there and you tip that waiter because it's a service and their dining experience is based off of how much they work to get you.
Correct.
Now, by all means, that waiter left your drink empty. That waiter never came back to bring you the things that you asked for. I like lemon in my tea. I never got any lemon.
Yeah.
All those things, you're like, man, this wasn't worth the tip. This wasn't worth me coming back. This wasn't worth my money.
But see,
That's different.
I agree to that. However, I've had shitty service with great food. So, to be honest with you, I have been that guy.
That would be like a great hunt with a shitty guide.
Or great lodging with a shit. Yeah, great lodging with a shitty guide. I have ensured, hey, do me a favor. This goes to the chef, the cook, the whatever. But I went up to the counter when I was paying. Hey, this is where that goes, right? Because I'm a person that tips, right? So
I'm a generous tipper.
somebody's gonna get that for. That was the best damn chicken fried steak in the world, but fucking whoever was serving me was a butthead. That's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. It just kind of, it gives it perspective to understand, like, where that money goes.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the outfitter is the guide. The outfitter is who
Sometimes
you paid.
it is.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
Every scenario is going to be a little different.
But at the end of the day, the guide is the guide no matter who the outfitter is. So the outfitter can be the guide, and the guide can be the outfitter. Yep. But no matter what, that guide is going to be the one who's putting in the work. Mm-hmm. So that guide is essentially hired hand for that day, and typically their wages aren't anything far above your tips.
And you got to think that guide may be coming in from out of town, spending money to get in. He may bring his own equipment to get you to and from the blind or the hunting grounds that you're going to. He may be using some of his own equipment. I'm sure he's got his own buying. He's got all of his own hunting gear. Because if you're guiding, you got everything but a gun, and most of the time you got a gun or a sidearm or something as well. So they're using their equipment, time, and resources for you.
Yeah.
For you.
Yep. So I think we'll
let's
start with this one.
Let's hear it.
So we were talking about knee-jerk reactions earlier. This one's just a jerk reaction.
Okay.
Right? So this comment says, y'all in this tipping culture is stupid. It's called you got hired to do a job for a paid rate. Do your flipping job. I don't get no tip because I've done my job correctly. No, that guy didn't put me on a memorable hunt. My pocket did. Ooh. Put me on that hunt.
Ooh.
Now.
Ooh.
Yes. You chose.
Shots fired.
You chose to pay for that hunt.
You chose violence today.
Yeah, you woke up, chose violence, bud. So you chose to pay for that hunt. You paid for services provided. But if that guide, young man, old man, whoever, went above and beyond to make sure that you had everything you needed and you don't tip them,
shame on you.
Man,
I'm going to go back to what you just said.
Okay, this guy's got to be a plumber, right? Or something like that, right? So you're paid to go to work. Correct. I'm paid to go to work. He's paid to go to work. We were all in the United States Army. We were paid to go to work, right? We got paid for a service. Got it.
Not enough.
No, clearly.
Amen.
Clearly. However, that's a completely different type of freaking work.
Well, also, guides, not all guides, you get paid maybe a flat rate, but most of your money is due by tips. A lot of people, make a living. Tips are a huge part of a hunting or fishing guide's income. Tips are a huge percent. I don't know.
Bartenders is the same thing.
It's the same.
Absolutely.
Their hourly wages do not.
Yeah,
cover
bartenders and waitresses, right? My daughter was a waitress a couple months before she joined the Navy. She was a waitress, and she was getting paid like $3 an hour, right?
Well, I mean,
most of her money
exactly
came from tips.
I would like because he mentions the culture, today's culture with the tipping and stuff. I agree 100%. I wish we could get away from that. Everybody was being paid well enough, rates were well enough, good enough for people to live on without having to have tips. I'm with you, but it's not there. And this is the culture that we have. We're a tipping culture, and I don't think it's going anywhere. So
no, I think people are most people, unlike this feller, are more susceptible to throwing you a few extra dollars for a good service because you went above and beyond, and also showing that I appreciate what you did, the time you put in, what you're doing, right? I appreciate what you did for me here. Thank you. Here's a couple extra dollars, whatever, right? Of course, you don't have to do shit but breathe and pay taxes, and one of those is optional. You can pick which one. It's ridiculous to think that you're not going to. And again, I guess I'm part of the culture. I think it's ridiculous to think that you're not going to throw a couple extra dollars somebody for doing a great job.
And this could be, maybe he's never paid for a hunt or a fishing trip, but it could be
or a meal.
Or it could be the outside looking in, though. There's things out there that I'm sure we would think are batshit crazy.
Paying for a hunt?
Yeah, paying for a hunt. But for some, just the thought about it of you want me to tip you? I paid you $10,000 to go shoot an animal. You took me and I shot that animal and it was amazing. It was great. But now you want to tip for that? Yeah, you came here for a reason because you can't do that. So you paid me to do that.
Yeah.
And I put you on the best experience of your life. And now you're like, oh, yeah, cool, bro.
Yeah.
Cool, bro.
Appreciate it. No, thanks.
Yeah, that guy put a lot of work in for you because you couldn't do it.
Yep. Absolutely. And we've had the high fence, low fence, paid hunt, canned hunt, whatever conversations in the past. I know guys that do pay every year to go on a hunting trip. And the reason is because they don't have a lot of time.
That's fine.
To go put in time on public land. They don't have private land to hunt, whatever.
That's the perfect people that need to be paying
so
for hunts.
So they pay
That's
for a
perfect
hunt.
Client. That's the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, go shoot 2-3 animals on a hunt. They're good for the season, right? They save up specifically to do that every year. And I know for a fact they tip their guides because that's just the people they are. But if you're like this feller that says, absolutely not, I'm not tipping you, well, I tell you what, you can get this tip.
You don't have to. It's not mandatory, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
But don't, if you do come back, don't expect a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm glad your pockets are deep enough to go spend however much money you said you were going to spend on a hunt and just to go in and say, put me in a stand, I'll do it myself, whatever.
Well, that's putting your comments on blast. I'll tell you what, you guys really want to come back and blast some more comments our way, watch this next episode because I'll tell you what, we're about to get deep into this conversation talking about from our perspective as hunting guides and as consumers of hunting in the industry and talking about where our dollars go when we go out and we do our thing. If you guys agree with us.
And just being oblivious to it, maybe not knowing.
Yeah, if you guys agree with us, let us know in the comments. If you disagree or you have a comment you want to be blasted on the next comments on Blast, let us know. But we enjoy doing this. It's our chance to go back, read through your comments, and come back and talk to you guys. This is a separate thing from our actual podcast. Guys, I say we go dive into this.
Let's do it. I'm ready to get into this.
See
one.
how
Let's
deep
go.
it gets.
Let's go.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.